Cyberknife was a very talented horse from day one. Fast horse, able to carry it around 2 turns. Looks a tremendous amount like Gunrunner, same ability and talent. Holds the track record in the Haskell. He won it in impressive fashion, beating a very good group of horses.
His name is Cyberknife!
Excited about him passing on his durability, his soundness, and his talent. He could definitely be a breed-shaping stallion.
Hello everybody, Mike Welsch coming to you from a now empty grandstand here at Santa Anita, but one that will be full to overflowing a week from today. Bringing to you again the daily racing form Breeders' Cup workout report, brought to you by Spendthrift Farm, the home of 4-time reigning champion sire Into Mischief, whose 7 pre-entries is the most of any sire in this year's Breeders' Cup. A very, very busy morning here at Santa Anita on the Breeders' Cup front, but one that did not have a happy ending after Go Rocket Ride suffered a significant injury to his right front leg, pretty much right across from where I'm standing now, in the midst of a workout for the Breeders' Cup Classic, and at this time still trying to learn what the prognosis will be. It was a busy morning also for a couple of other Breeders' Cup Classic contenders, one of whom, with Go Rocket Ride now out of the race, may be able to get into the field, and that's Miss the Cut, who may now make the cut as a result of that. He worked 5 furlongs in company this morning in 59 and 4, was drawing away at the end under a little bit of pressure, galloped out in 1:13, not a bad work for Miss the Cut. We'll have to see how things pan out at entry time on Monday. Prior to that, Clapton, who may be one of the under-the-radar horses here in the Breeders' Cup, a horse you might want to consider at a big price. I think maybe get a piece of the hit the board perhaps. It's a very, very wide open field, and Clapton's going to be an outsider. But he looked good today, I thought, working in the dark, as did Miss the Cut. He went a half mile in 48 and 3, but this was really a 6 furlong work. He continued out into and around the turn, eased up after 6 furlongs in 1:13 and 2, actually galloped out 1:27 and 1. It was so dark when he worked, it was really hard to see what the rider was doing on him going into that turn. It looked like he was asking him a little bit, but I thought the horse had good energy going out. It was also a bit of an eventful work. He actually picked up some unexpected company for the opening furlong. He put that horse away before he hit the quarter pole, and then coming through the wire, he wound up having to squeeze through a pretty narrow opening. There was a galloper down near the inside. That's a no-no on the racetrack here, but he was close to the rail, and it was a little tight, but Clapton went through and went on about his business. So a good morning for Clapton, I thought. A little later in the morning, it got a little lighter, a little easier to see and get a line on these workouts. Some significant action that took place later. Bob Baffert worked 2 of his 3 juvenile candidates. Wind Me Up and Muth in company. They have been regular work makes right along. Muth, the potential favorite for the juvenile. They went along pretty much on even terms, as they did last week too. 5 ace in 59 and 3. They did it pretty easily. Galloped out with good energy in 1:13. I thought Muth on the outside was slightly best. Interesting, both these horses wear blinkers when they run. Muth worked in blinkers today, while Wind Me Up had no blinkers on for this morning's work, but I thought it was another good week for both these 2-year-olds. The juvenile filly, a potential juvenile filly favorite, Tamara, also worked this morning with Mike Smith aboard. She went 5 furlongs in 1 minute and 4/5. I thought she got a little tired at the end. The gallop out was just average. I haven't been overwhelmed by her from what I've seen since I've been here, and she is likely, very likely, to be the favorite in the juvenile fillies. Filly and mare sprinter Kirsten Bosch worked a very fast 5 ace this morning in 59 and 1, but I thought she was laboring a little bit when she got to the wire. Didn't have a lot of energy finishing or on the gallop out as well. Another horse who I thought did not look great to me at the end of their work today was Marge, not to be confused with Mage, who we're going to see in the Classic. Marge is going to be in the mile. Went 7 ace of a mile in company with another stablemate from Godolphin, and he broke a couple of lengths back and was never able to make up the ground. Actually was laboring pretty good at the end of that 7 ace work. Now you can take into consideration this is a turf specialist working on the dirt. Bill Mott has a very strong contingent here. He worked one of them today. It was Gala Brand. She went the easy half mile in 49.3. Not much in the watch, but just visually I thought she went well. She did it easily, and she galloped out a long way. She went out a full 3/4 of a mile, so she's a horse who might also be flying a little bit under the radar at a bit of a price. Also on the classic front, Arabian Night, I thought had a good morning, a very good morning. We're going to see him have his final work, probably an easy maintenance half mile or something like that. I'm going to guess maybe Monday. That's when he had his final serious work, was last Monday. Probably going to come back Monday with a very maintenance-like half mile. Ushba Tesoro, the Japanese contender, extremely good again today. I like what I've seen from him. I mentioned that yesterday. I'm going to mention that again today. And also the Japanese other contender, Derma Sadagaki, who last we saw at the Derby during the spring. He actually blew out down the lane. A couple of Japanese horses came down the lane pretty quick, all the way through the wire and into the turn. I thought they were going to have a serious work tomorrow, and that still may be. We know from experience that the Japanese horses do a lot more work out on the racetrack on a regular basis than their U.S. counterparts. So I expect to see them again maybe tomorrow doing something maybe even a little more significant. The training track was busy as well this morning. Right after the first renovation break, we had 6 Breeders' Cup workers go in rapid fire, one after another. The star of that show for me was the Chosen Vron, who's going to be one of the key contenders in the sprint. I had him a half mile in 47.2, did it easily, and then was asked a little bit and galloped out with a very good energy. So the Chosen Vron has made a very good appearance. He does all his work on the training track, and he's looked good in his preparations leading up to the Breeders' Cup. Gold Phoenix, who's going to be one of the long shots in the turf, went 5/8, just average looking, I thought, in 1:02 as well. So not enough time to go through all the workers. Those were some of the most significant ones today. Don't forget, we will have reports on all the works that took place here today and all around the country in the DRF Clocker report that will be available Wednesday for Friday's card, Thursday for Saturday's card. We've got the Clockers at Keeneland and in New York, where the Chad Brown horses were, the Todd Pletcher group at Keeneland. We're going to have coverage from Churchill Downs of all the action going on there, including the Brad Cox horses, some of whom I've already seen tapes of their works, and boy, they seem to be doing extremely well. And all these horses are getting ready to come in here, and we'll see their final gallops. We'll report on them here as the week progresses. So don't change that dial. Leave it right here. The best coverage of Breeders' Cup 2023 right here at DRF.com.